All right, guys. Great match. Interesting match. A lot of twists. Fun to watch from up in the booth.
Yeah.
Scott and I got a lot of things we want to ask you. I wanted to start by asking a question to both of you guys, which is just kind of mentality wise. How did you feel? Like it, up in the booth, honestly, like we were rarely comfortable in the match because it felt like every time someone got a break or an opportunity, it would switch over to the other guy. Did you ever feel like you had your teeth sunk into this match, or how did you kind of deal with the pressure of the situations in the match?
Well, I can say that two times. Once in the first set, once in the second set, I felt okay. I'm good now, and then immediately it was taken from me. So yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. It's every match I've played this whole summer has been like that. It's just I'm never comfortable, never have fun. It's just ah. As soon as I feel like I'm starting to get a little bit going, and then just like it just falls apart.
Hmm.
It was hard in here. Every time I felt like I like to get a little rhythm, and every time and we didn't have many rallies, but there was
We did
three or
not
four
have.
rallies
Yeah.
where I hit 5 or 6 balls, and I think I lost them all, which is like that's what I want to do is get into those rallies. But every time I felt like I would hit 3 or 4 balls, and then the next one would come, and I would be late. The ball would just I don't know if it's the speed of the courts or I guess it has to be what it is because I wasn't there, I wasn't ready, and the ball would get behind me and I would miss, and it was just super frustrating. So that's exactly how it was.
For you, Kevin, any like mentality, like how was the match mentally for you?
Um, Mentally, it was okay. I kind of learned during high school if I get upset, I have no fun, and then that question why I'm on the court. So at some point, I just got over that.
Mhm.
And if you look back at like my shanks, I laugh after.
Mhm.
So I guess that's my coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, because it was interesting because like at a few, I think Chris brings up something interesting, which is that the match was light on rallies. Like it was very short. There were rallies that took place in the match, but they were kind of interspersed. There was not like a consistent
But yeah, it was a long match.
yeah, and yet it
Yeah.
was a long match. And I think like do you guys feel like do you feel like that played into your favor at all? Do you feel like that was kind of a detriment, something that you had to adjust to in the match? Like how did you guys feel about like the
Yeah.
nature of the
So
tennis?
I can say that people who know me back home and stuff, they anytime I have a match where there's not many rallies, I typically don't do very well. I have a hard time. Uh, I used to be fine with that, but these days it's like I need to have some rallies to get. I mean, again, every time I felt like I was starting to get, I mean, there was nothing. Every time I started to feel a little bit, it just was gone. So yeah, that was a big thing. I don't know, and I guess part of it was my fault that we didn't get a lot of rallies going, but I felt like I was hitting the ball. Like my serve wasn't very good. It's been really bad lately, and I'm just trying to get it in. So my serve's not very good. So he's going for big returns, and then he either misses or,
Mhm.
so just things are happening quick, and a lot of that's because of me, and just being aggressive. So
Kevin, a question I would have for you, because like you're not new to the tennis scene here, but you're new to the viewers of Essential Tennis and Real Tennis. I just wanted to get a sense of like, are you playing frequently? Are you kind of in a rhythm, or is this the first match in a while? Like, kind of
I've been
give us a
playing.
sense of how you came into this match.
I've been playing a lot. I'm in a few leagues, some Renegade and UTR leagues. So I've been a lot of match play. Not a lot of practice
Okay.
is the thing. So I've been trying to bother my friends just to get out and hit for an hour.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, everyone's just really busy with match play.
Yeah, and I find that interesting you mentioned that because Scott and I remarked up in the booth that it was sort of a choppy match. It was hard for either guy to sink their teeth into it. But at the end of both sets, I felt like you stepped up and you took the match when it needed to be taken.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's like because you have the match play experience. And I wonder if the choppiness is just the practices. You got to hit 1,000 forehands to feel truly comfortable with it.
Yeah. I guess just to reflect on that point, something I've been trying to learn this last year playing singles is what he's talking about is to get that 5 or 6 ball rally.
Hmm.
And I'm just not there yet.
Hmm.
Um, so towards the end of the sets, I kind of just told myself, okay, you're trying to get into these rallies and you're not because I'm just not consistent enough. So then I just started playing. Anytime that happens, I just play to my forehand. Um, if I can get enough pace onto it, it kind of eliminates the other person's game. They have to block everything back. And that's really where my strength is.
I got a question for you. Again, this is something that probably a lot of people who've watched this match are thinking, what happened at 4-4 in the first set? You were given a commentary, a confessional, and you were waiting to
Oh, yeah.
serve.
Yeah, we were
What
really
happened there?
curious up there.
Because we thought
it's a little
the
hard
game was
to-
over. I mean, with
yeah.
that in our minds that game was over.
I thought it was over
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So-
I think
so-
score wise.
I don't know, and I'm interested to go back and watch it because honestly, I would have said more, but I really didn't. I mean, I guess I just,
I mean-
a lot of times and especially if I'm not playing well, I tend to go through, I kind of float through and I sort of know what the score is, but not exactly what the score is. Like, I know I'm ahead, and I just felt like I won the game. I don't know why. Maybe I'm wrong. So
I
went
hope you're
over, and then
wrong.
when I came back out, I was like, oh, and then I mean, it killed me because it's like I'd already chalked it up, and
Well, I mean,
And
I can relate because like I played a match a week and a half ago, and we had a kind of a not the same thing, but a similar little gaff like that where I think we missed the score completely. Is that right? But did you see it?
I remember that.
You remember like and okay, so it's one of those things that I'm really sensitive about.
and it was a big. I mean, it was for me.
Yeah, we thought the point. So
With the way the
Yeah,
match
okay.
went, I mean, that was a big game for, it
Yeah,
could have
yeah.
made a difference. And then, I thought I had won, and it's like, oh, I got it. And then when I got, no, he came back, or he got back to deuce,
Yeah.
and then it was just like, it was over.
Oh.
I was done with that
you-
game.
you'll see our commentary. We were just both like, what's happening? You know,
Yeah.
that it was a huge moment in the
I
match.
hope that I was wrong. If I was right, I'm gonna feel really rotten about it later because
Me
it really
too.
could have made a big difference. I think.
I'll probably feel more rotten than you. I swear that was 540.
Yeah.
If I was wrong, he wins. I give up.
Yeah,
I thought it was 540.
So I think that we generally were following pretty closely, and we thought it was game. I mean, we did that, but again, that we didn't see every call, and we aren't party to what happened. We were kind of like filling in blanks.
If,
too,
if
so-
I would have no, it's just I really have a problem keeping score sometimes.
Yeah.
If I would have thought, okay, I know I was up 40-15, you served that ball over there, I would have said something, but like I really don't know. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't know where you served the last point. I just really my brain said it was a game.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
think when it was 4-4 over here, or 3, whatever it was, 3-3. Yeah, I like hit a winner, and I was like, "Oh, the game's not over. I must be up the break."
Yeah.
Just like I'm not
Yeah,
super.
we need a scorekeeper or something.
You know that we were talking about
talked
just
about it.
having like Ian, like maybe getting a deal with somebody who has software that we can keep live scores. That
So, we can talk after. I have a thing on my iPad
Mhm.
or my phone that I use when my kids are playing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't do any good. But I'm talking about scoreboard or something. That's all we need here.
But yeah,
you
it
guys
was-
can just stick
I
the
actually
thing.
made a reference that said like this is why you aspire to play in stadiums. It's
That's
like,
right.
because
Mhm.
it doesn't get. I mean,
I don't have to worry about score or lines.
yeah.
I don't want to worry
It
about
was,
either one.
it was an interesting matchup in that, like, I felt like you guys play very different styles of tennis, but like it ultimately leads to a fairly even matchup overall, and all of these things became such key elements, which made it so interesting for us to observe because every little moment like that, every little score thing, every little ball that's close to the line, every little unforced error, like had 10 times the impact that it would in a match that somebody's just outmatched their opponent. So another thing I'd like to know from you guys is something that Scott and I discussed, which is what do you feel like you guys took away from this match from a mental perspective, like from the mental game aspect, given that you are so even from a tennis perspective?
So I will say that, and I said this several times, and I think I've said it in this since we've been talking. This is like how my whole summer has gone. I really focused on. So I've had a lot of things happen since I was last here. I had something wrong. I had hurt my hip, and I never stopped playing. I just keep playing when I'm hurt. I don't just play through it. I just play bad, don't move or whatever. And so I lost a lot of matches, and I don't know if I got used to losing or something. And then once I started feeling better, kind of at the end of the winter season, I started to really work hard on like my backhand and my serve and trying to get better. And I felt like I got better. And then really once the tournaments and the matches started outside, I was playing better, but I was still but I would lose. I would get to the end of the set. No, I would play someone who's really, really good and someone who's not who's not very well below me, and the scores are the same.
Mhm.
Or and it's just like it's frustrating because it's just the way it's been. And I can't tell how many times I'm up every match. I'm up 40-15, 3 or 4 or 5, 6 times, and I lose the games. It's like I don't even know how to do it. So
I know exactly what you're saying. I can relate to that. And I mean, that it's one of those things that a lot of tennis players don't really give a whole lot of thought to. But I mean, you've got to get right up here. You've got to, I mean, when I say get right up there, I mean, like you have to understand, how to see the game while you're playing it. And if you don't play for a while, if you're down, if you're hurt, or if you get accustomed to just like, hitting balls back, like as a tennis pro, a teaching pro, I've gotten used to like putting balls right into people's wheelhouses. And when it comes to actually play matches and like, step on somebody's neck, it's kind of like, I don't really remember how to do that, and it's something that you have to expose yourself to over and over again and say, screw it, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what I wanted to do when
Yeah.
I came up here, and I have tomorrow, and I would
Well-
love to practice tonight on just work
actually,
on that kind of stuff. So
Are you available at 4:30?
I'm available anytime.
Okay, if you want to come hit at 4, I can hit with you for an hour from 4:30 to 5:30.
Oh.
If you want to come over to the club,
That works. It's
Been to
good.
Western, it's real nice.
we can hit in. We can go inside.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I just need to work on. My friends have told me, just guys on my team and stuff. Just when you get up 40-15, try to be aggressive. Try to win the point.
Mhm.
And I do that, and I miss. And I don't know.
So yeah,
I was gonna say a note on like the match play. I joined USTA, and a few months ago I played my first match, and I hadn't felt like that. There's nervousness of I really want to win in so long, and it really just messes with you.
Mhm.
So just match play can be way different than practice.
yeah.
And I play
I-
tons of matches, and I always tell myself, and people tell me, hey, play a lot of matches, you get used to it. And no, I don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for me. I play tons of matches,
Mhm.
and it's
I-
the same. I still do the same things and make
I
the same
completely
errors.
agree. Yeah, and I think it's one of the things that makes this platform so interesting is, there's a lot of instructional videos out there about how to hit your forehand, how to hit your overhead. There's not a lot of videos of tennis players at this level playing matches for you to learn about those match play elements. So
Yeah.
I think that's a really cool thing. One last thing, I don't know if Scott has any more questions, but one last thing I want from you guys, just because it's a very interesting match for us to watch, and I imagine for the viewers to watch as well, just with the swings of momentum. I would be interested to see this match run back at some point down the line.
I
I'd
would
be
too.
curious,
Yeah.
just a yes or no answer, not the actual elements, but just a yes or no. Have you guys picked up things in each other's games, and is there anything you would bring to a rematch differently? Just a yes or no.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there was things I said some things during the thing, things
Now, your games, I think, really they didn't overlap neatly like some of the matches we've had on here. You guys were like water and oil in terms of styles. Not I mean, not in terms of the play, but there was a lot of just kind of back and forth to like try to see if the points could happen. And we were saying that like we'd love to see you play, a 7th match down the road, like where you guys start to understand how the other one, styles are and what you do to counter that, because it seemed like it was a struggle to find counters today. I mean, I think that Kevin, you were clearly, trying to take the initiative to lead the points. And I think in the second set, you started making some good adjustments, but it seemed like that it wasn't complete, like both of you were still like, what's this guy going to do? What's this guy going to do? You weren't sure of what was going to happen. And I think that
In one of my or several of the confessionals, I talked about how Chris knows. I felt like you knew how to beat me.
Yep.
You just weren't getting all the shots you wanted.
Yep.
I feel like your the ground stroke game changed in the second set, and made me way more uncomfortable.
Mhm.
So I just felt like you knew what you had to do.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I had everything, and I felt like I knew what to do, but so many times I just wasn't moving. I guess the speed of the court, I was getting so far behind the base. You're hitting a flat ball. I'm getting way behind the baseline, and then I'm like not getting up to the ball to hit it.
that was
And it was
th-
so
this right
frustrating,
there.
and I just continued to do it over and over again. And so those are the things. That's the adjustment one of the adjustments I wanted to make and I would do it, and then I'd go back to and do it. And the next 3 points, I would do it wrong again. So it's just,
we were
maddening.
we were armchair quarterbacking up there so much, like just saying like do this. I mean, I guarantee you when you see this video, you're going to see this a lot from him.
Tell me.
We're not going to say
Yeah,
any more
it's-
about it. You're going to see like
You'll
this.
learn. You'll
He's
learn what that
going to
means.
trademark that move. Okay. But you'll see.
But yeah,
Okay.
guys, that was a great match.
Yeah.
Honestly, one of the most fun matches that I've seen in this context.
It was
I
a
really
good
enjoyed
match.
it. Yeah.
It was a good
I'd be
match to
interested in
call.
seeing it again.
So you tell Ian, Ian, I'm ready. We'll run it back. Just tell me when to come up here, and I'll run it back again.
Thanks for having me out
Awesome.
here.
Yeah.
That
Thanks
was
for
really
coming,
cool.
Chris. Yeah,
Yeah, Chris, good to have you
Come around.
back. Kevin, welcome to the Essential Tennis universe.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We'll see you
Yeah.
again. All right.
He's
Great
now
find, guys.
you've crossed over from the Sansate universe to
it-
essential to real tennis. Sorry, real tennis, not essential tennis. Real
Not
tennis,
toxic tennis.
a subsidiary of essential tennis. All right, thanks,
All
guys.
right, thanks.
Yeah, if you want to get some lunch or something, I got to go back to work right now.